Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's make it a great day, MTG. MTG will break on through and find the real thee. Now, my name is Daniel Levy. I'm the Good Mood Coach, and we are here today to learn from the Holy Shlomo Rebbe Eliezer Schick. Sacred Tzaddik Bracha. He teaches us about joy. Humble ones, hear and rejoice. Only by being humble can you rejoice. The main barrier to joy is pride, which cuts off God's presence. Our rabbi said regarding the proud one, he and I cannot dwell in the world together. Now let's think about this for a minute. Pride, ego, self is the main thing that gets in the way of experiencing joy. So if I want to have joy today, which who doesn't, and we want to have joy no matter where we are, it's ego and pride. And, there's a funny video that my wife once showed me about a funny fake psychotherapist who brings people into his office, and as soon as they start complaining or sharing about some problem, he just says, stop that, stop that, stop that, and stop that. And he keeps going, stop that, and stop that. And it's like one patient after another. And if you think about this for a minute, there are two kinds of pride that come to mind for me. Pride number one is the pride that we kind of think of, like ego. Like, oh my gosh, that guy is so full of ego. I mean, my goodness, look at him. He's always showing off. Like, wow, look at my cars, look at my accomplishments, look at my gold medals, look at my skyscraper, look at my buildings, look at my business, look at my money, look at my form, look at my physical beauty, look at this. Women, men, everybody, boys, girls, muscles, this. That's a type of pride. That's a type of pride. Not that we shouldn't be proud of things. That's a different topic, and let's save that for the next discussion. But, there is a second kind which I see every day. I have the privilege to see every single day. And what is that? That is the pride that comes from negative thoughts that we get swallowed up inside. Rahman Aslan, it's not our faults, and it's not your fault if you have those along like I do. It's something to fight against. Now, for example, here's an example of some clients' sayings. I don't matter. No one cares about me. What I do doesn't matter. God doesn't love me. I'm worth nothing. So when you think about it for a minute, we really could say, stop that. Why? Because how do you know? You know what I mean? Like, how do you know that's true? Is it possible I'm wrong? Maybe it is possible I'm wrong. Maybe it's possible I didn't build this building. Like, for example, see this building over there? See this building? Yeah, I don't know if you can see it well, but that building is taking like a crew of like 40 people every day. We see it every morning. I come here, pray, and across the street we see this building being built. It's like, holy cow, it's taking teams and teams and teams and teams of people to build it all together, and yet the guy who owns the whole thing is selling out little shares called condos. It's like, maybe he shows off, maybe with his friends, like, wow, I've got 100 unit going up over there. So is it possible I'm wrong that I did it? Maybe I didn't do it. Maybe 100 people helped me. Oh, on the other end of the spectrum, on down below, is it possible I'm wrong that no one cares about me? That's pride. You don't usually think of that as pride, but that's pride, ego, meaning I am decided already that I'm right, and that my point of view that I'm swallowed up inside. So is it possible I'm wrong, and that the voice in my head is wrong? Is it possible I might matter to some people, that some people do care about me, that God loves me, even if I don't feel it? Is it possible? I think that's a beautiful tool to try out on any level of pride and arrogance or ego that we find. Is it possible the opposite of what I'm thinking? It's just so nice. And so the idea here is that pride, it says the main barrier to joy is pride, which cuts off God's presence. Now let's get down to the words. Humble ones, hear and rejoice. Only by being humble can you rejoice. The main barrier to joy is pride, which cuts off God's presence. Humble ones, hear and rejoice. So humble ones, if you want to be a humble one, hear and then you'll rejoice, meaning understand and then rejoice. The main barrier to joy is pride. Pride is it clogs the pipeline. I can no longer at all, if I'm prideful, prideful is not like it's a go around. I am a prideful person. That's not the modern parlance, is it? The modern parlance is that dude's so stock full of ego. He's so effing self-absorbed. I can't believe it. My gosh, that person is so self-pitying. I can't even talk to them. They've talked about the friend 500 times in a row. When will they realize that they have to do something about it, right? So being swallowed up in ego, swallowed up in thoughts. And you know what? When we wake up and realize with a little bit of jolt of spiritual awareness that usually comes from without, hopefully from within, we realize, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? How could I possibly have thought that way? So but the main point is this, to really bring it, is that when I remove the pride, that belief is no longer swallowing me. I have space now. I have space, big empty space, a big, beautiful empty space in which God's presence can return into. I just think about it. If I just think about, okay, wow, I'm a very lousy video editor. I shake the camera and like I'm outside and it's like, what the heck is going on around here? Why do I even think that anyone would want to listen to this? So is it possible I'm wrong? Is it possible that these videos are good enough? Is it possible that people benefit from them? Yes it is. Is it possible that people like me? Yeah, I guess it's possible. And there's just an emptiness when that belief gets killed, and it's like great, and instantly like I feel a bit of joy coming over. Do you? And it might take more than that. I mean, obviously, I'm into cognitive therapy. I'm into, Amuna and faith-based therapies there. It could take us 2 years to uproot the deepest of core beliefs that has taken over our world. But there are small beliefs and small things all the time that we can use this with effectively. Is it possible that? Is it possible that I can do this? Is it possible that I'm not so bad? Is it possible that that conversation was pretty good? Is it possible that that accomplishment means something? And just removing that piece of ego, that piece of pride, rejoice. A rabbi said regarding the proud one, he and I, God's presence, cannot dwell in the world together. He and I cannot dwell in the world together. He and I from Sota, from the Talmud on page Sota 5a. We cannot dwell together in the same world if we have pride. Pride and ego. We must let go of pride and ego. This is not the video to talk about doing things silly, to great states of joy, which we talked about much earlier in our recordings. We'll come back to that when we finish the cycle of writings here. Main thing is, I know I'm repeating it, but if you're listening to the long version, if you're listening to the long version, that's this one. We also make short versions of these for that little sound bite, the YouTube short. Then I'm repeating it on purpose because we want to get it from different angles. We want to get it deeper inside us. We want to internalize it until we have it 100% clear. Let's read it one last time, and then we're going to go off to have a great day and make it an MTG. MTG, I want to be right in front of me all the day. Humble ones, hear and rejoice. Only by being humble can you rejoice. By the way, humble ones, hear and rejoice is Psalm 34. The main barrier to joy is pride, which cuts off God's presence. Our rabbi said regarding the proud one, he and I cannot dwell in the world together. He and I. So this is God speaking. He and I, meaning my presence cannot dwell in the world together with him when there's too much of him around. So we need to create space for God inside ourselves. As the Holy Kotzker Rebbe, to finish it off, says, where's God found? Anywhere you let him in. What an amazing teaching for another time. And more importantly, like the YouTube crazy therapist says, stop that and decide it might be possible I'm wrong. Bye. Have a great day. MTG.